Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Collective's podcast. Now, this is our first episode for December, and I'm super excited because it took me a really, really long time to figure out and just wrap my head around how to present this until my spirit guides were just like, girl, stop tripping, just do it and stop overthinking. So here I am, not overthinking, or at least trying not to, and doing so. So the topic for today is triggers. Now, in the past, I was of the same mind as many individuals are at present about how they feel about triggers. In society, the word trigger is a negative word, or at least it has a negative connotation to it. For example, having any issues with mental health, you'll be asked what is a trigger for you, excuse me, what sets it off. But through my own spiritual digging, my spiritual journey, I have found out that triggers are just a genius tool of the Most High, I would say. For those of you who are still new on your spiritual journey, you may not understand this, but you may soon come to understand it. I'm not saying that I'm way ahead of anyone, but I am where I am. And in the space that I am in, I have started to really relish and view with so much awe and admiration the mechanism of how the Most High has structured life. How, universe, source, whatever you choose to call, the supreme power that created the universe, God for most of us, has orchestrated life in such a beautiful way. Being able to view things from a different perspective for me is just so precious. I think that's why I'm still pausing with every word I say, because I'm still drinking it all in all its glory. So back to triggers and what I was saying. About my discoveries about triggers. So recently I have been really examining the triggers in my life. I'm the type of person who, when triggered, I'm a fight or flight type of person, meaning I will either fight it or fly away from it. Mostly flight being the key word here. I just get up and go. I leave situations that I don't like. But in that space and through my journaling, and I find this so non-coincidental. I mean, we have the new moon solar eclipse happening tomorrow. Man, it's just wow. Yeah, I don't I'm just in this really beautiful space of just marvel, at everything, as I said earlier. So don't mind me if I stop occasionally to say wow, or just pause and breathe and just take everything in. So examining my triggers through my journaling, I have noticed especially how true it is that we do choose our family, we do choose the circumstances in which we are born in order to assist us to awaken, to assist us to really wake up to who we really are, I feel like that's why Lion King is one of my favorite films ever, especially that scene where Simba is led by Rafiki to this water body, and he ends up seeing his dad in the reflection, and I was just like, wow. And his dad kept saying, remember who you are. So there are two messages within that. First of all, I've just received a download right now as I'm saying this. I was about to say actually in this video how I realized that I am a reflection, or my father is a reflection of me. Not necessarily like copyright in his entirety, but a reflection in the sense that his energy signature shows is meant to show me something about myself, and it's for me to decide coming up into this new moon whether I want to continue that type of energy, or whether I want to really go on to the next level of my ascension and continue building the person that I want to be. And I have never been so sure in my life that I definitely do not want to be, in the same type of energy signature. I love my parents unconditionally, but through both of them, I have picked up the things that I was in denial about myself. And I'm able to say so proudly right now that, I embrace my flaws, because if I had not started this spiritual journey, I would not be at this particular point in my life right now where I am able to look myself in the mirror and be like, okay, what we did in the past was, pretty effed up. But I did what I knew in the moment. And what I knew in the moment led me to this moment, and it led me to other moments which led me to this particular moment. So I'm just in so much awe and so much gratitude, because I have definitely come from so far. And if you are listening to this, because I believe that nothing is a coincidence, if you are listening to this, you are probably, coming into similar revelations, or you have just started your own spiritual journey, and you're curious about why certain people are in your lives, especially people that seem to trigger you so much. Now, that word trigger, coming back to it again, it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, something that sets you into just a mental space where you feel like your mind is like spinning and you feel like you can't breathe. But I again reiterate how genius this was, because the Most High knew the end game of this whole life thing, like whether you want to be a horrible person with a heart of stone, and you choose to deny him, you will keep reincarnating, and he will keep showing you mirrors that will trigger you to the point where you'll finally be like, you know what, okay, yeah, let me just stop this facade. Let me stop telling myself all these lies about myself, and let me just accept myself for who I am. Let me remember who I am. And going back to Lion King, that's why I said that scene in particular was so monumental for me, especially because of the two metaphors, seeing your parent as a reflection of you, and also, that reflecting into the whole, allegory of the Most High being a parent, a father, and a mother. So, that in turn lending to the fact that you do choose your family, you do choose your circumstances in order to do what? To remember who you are. Wow. This particular audio took me so long to record, not because I didn't know this information, but mostly because of the lies that I told myself, of the fears that I had in my head. Yes, I do know that after this airs that I've already been put in some categories by certain people, and I think it took me the time to do this in order to reach a place of comfort in myself, to reach a place of true knowing and true understanding that it doesn't matter what people think about me. You know, it doesn't, because I have everything that I need to fill me within me. I am so grateful that I have been able to say that out loud. My voice might be a bit wavery right now because I myself am going through a lot of revelations right now and facing a lot of fears that I have had for a very long time. I remember speaking to a friend of mine called Sonia. Hey Sonia, if you're listening to this, I love you. And I finally did it. I remember telling her that I was afraid. I think it was I don't know if it was after my birthday. Maybe, I think so. It must have been, yeah, probably March, April, around there. I remember calling her and just bursting into tears and being like, I know what I'm meant to do, but I'm so scared. I'm so afraid. And it's so funny how it's come full circle now, because I'm not afraid anymore. I am finally able to be myself. I'm finally able to be who the Most High intended me to be, and that is somebody who uses their voice to not only share their lessons in order to help other people grow and become closer to her, because, I believe that God doesn't have a particular sex. I just believe that God is a parent, both parents. God is everything. God is you. God is me. God is everything you see, even inanimate objects. But that's another topic for another day. 1919, as I look at the clock. Wow. I just want to acknowledge Archangel Michael for just being by my side this whole time. I pray that as you listen to this, you receive a deep feeling of unconditional love emanating from your heart, spreading you vibrations of light and love as you hear my voice. And wherever you are on your journey, I just want you to know that it ends well. it is already well, It is well. It is always well, even when you do not believe it is. I'm receiving the knowing that I should end this transmission here. I will be back definitely to speak to your heart, to your soul, to share in love and knowing. But for now, I bid you goodbye and send you so much love and so much light. Namaste.